starting if we're going to start talking about game stuff.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Oh, okay. So
Why would you know Aang is still the legit Avatar?
I think we've established Aang is not alive.
Weird shit is happening in this game. Aang could be like a faceless wanderer thing for all we know.
Oh no, I missed a lot.
Oh.
Oh
you
god,
didn't
yes
check
you did.
Oh, are you like 2 games behind, Lore?
no, Laura's one game behind, I believe.
I'm one game behind.
Oh yes, you missed some things.
So I wanna clarify. I guess we'll get started because Kenzie said she would be late. Last session was just the combat. That said, what happened during the combat was, dare I say, enlightening.
It was a very exposition-heavy combat.
Yes.
Did Ko come back onto the field and/or
Oh,
did the
God,
Foundation
yes.
spill some secrets? Oh no.
Ko may have Aang's face as one of their faces.
Thanks, I hate it. Why?
We don't have an answer to that.
It's okay, guys. Ko's dead.
Nope.
No.
No.
I am the only one who thinks that.
Yer's nieces are being married to the Fire Lord's kid. A wedding invite was hucked at us.
I created Zuko.
I'm sorry, what?
Sort of.
We
heard him.
caused her brother, who didn't know that she existed, to have a crisis of faith by bringing up all the horrible things going on.
After
You ran into him again.
after melting half of his face with magma.
Oh, yeah, I almost killed him.
Yeah, we kind of we did like kind of a speed run of season 1 and 2 Zuko.
And then and now he has like an obsidian scarred face because I threw all the lava at him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Fortunately for him, we didn't have very much lava to work with.
I didn't think that he was even on the prison. I guess he showed up.
He showed up. Same with the Fire
Yeah, he
Lord
showed up
Prince.
along with Princess Ulan.
Well, I knew about Princess Zulong because he was one of the Muffin Men.
The other Muffin Man was Commander Sung, who is...
Okay, right. I'd forgotten that name was that person.
Oh yeah, related, they didn't learn Rizik's name, but since he left with the rest of the group, he just got Muffin Man shouted at him.
Do you know Rizik's deal, by the way?
I think that got revealed during the prior.
I mean, I remember that his dad was involved with...
No, I think Laura's 2 sessions behind.
Oh, metal bending.
So broke Thomas out of the
Yeah,
stair.
metal bending because of the lion
Yep.
turtle. I remember that.
Yes. Okay, so yes, you were there for that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a bunch of former prisoners / refugees with us.
Yeah, you do. And I actually believe that's pretty much where we're going to be picking up this story.
Could I get a little more detail on when Ko re-entered the field? Because I remember Ko exited the field because Yira had Ko basically just Kool-Aid Man, Yira's rival, through a wall.
Oh, Ko tried to fight the ward, not the warden. Who was it?
That was the warden.
Oh, she was the warden. Okay,
She was the warden.
Yeah, the warden and mech suits.
Yeah.
Ko fought them.
Right, I remember the mech suits.
Ko did not win against them.
Really?
Well,
also
he retreated. He didn't lose.
Okay,
It's
fair.
also he just got bored.
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely fun.
If you all will remember, the fight continued after you guys had left, and you saw Ko's body beaten and battered get rolled off the side of the fortress, and as it was falling into the ocean, it evaporated before it ever touched water.
Oh, also, Terran tried to help, and I believe he's captured now.
Okay, we're not helping him.
Yeah, Terran's pretty much the only named person who didn't make it out of the fortress.
We got Boomy, that's way more important.
We did get Boomy.
We got Boomy, we got your actual ringmaster.
Yay!
I forgot, how many points did we get last time?
I believe it was 4. It's always locked in with the question.
Okay. I know Boomy's an expensive ally, and we don't technically have 5.
Yeah. For now, if you want to spend it for him now to give you buffs and whatnot, you may. Everybody will be at lower die sizes than they would otherwise be, because you're on a boat and a lot of these people are exhausted and need to heal.
Yes,
Boomy
I would
included.
I would like to spend my thing on Boomy, though, for roleplay reasons.
Of course. By all means, go for it. Open. Can I get this in? Can I get this in? Maybe
So
not.
was Ko wearing Aang's face when he came back onto the fight, or
No,
did he just flip to
I'm
a
the
role
only
play?
one who saw Aang's face in character.
Oh,
that's-
no.
No,
That's incorrect. I saw Aang's face first.
Oh right, you just don't know who Aang is.
Because Ko tried to eat me.
Because you...
I may have been the biggest source of pain at the time.
And vengeance.
And vengeance, yep.
Don't
Yeah, because
fix-
Lauren, I saw my brother's face and I kind of snapped and had a "why don't you love me as much, daddy" moment.
Oh,
Just,
no.
just a little bit of that.
This is not fine.
It is not.
That's basically how that went.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that is everything.
I mean, man, Kenzie's gonna be so lost if she shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, did Kenzie also miss last session?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
she was really sick. We actually had a
Oh,
fairly...
oh no.
We will survive. That is what I say. Okay.
Might not.
No, well, you might not. I definitely will.
Well, Dan, you're the adult this session.
So yeah, a couple of quick things just to set the stage for you guys. You guys left well into the night after the sun had already set, and it was mostly a dark night where the only light was torches and those fire-bending... What are, like, those metal pits called where people, like, throw embers and they just kind of, like, cook in there? What are those things called?
Just fire pits.
Yeah, I thought there was a specific name for them. Crucibles?
Spencer?
Metal fire pits?
Yeah. Whatever. I'm just going to call it a fire pit for now. All of the light in the fortress was coming from those fire pits filled with charcoal and a couple of torches, as well as the firebender's natural bending. And as you all started to sail away on this acquired Navy vessel, you looked back and you can see, the glimmerings of the fire from the fortress and where the docks were. And I'm going to say for the rest of the night, and probably for a good chunk of the day, despite how utterly exhausted all of you are, and most of the people on the ship are, everybody is on edge, constantly looking over their shoulders to see if you guys are being followed. And it isn't until that following evening, as the sun is setting over the horizon, that everybody is finally able to kind of take a breath and realize, okay, it doesn't look like they're following us right now. We seem to be in the clear. And people can actually start to rest, and a lot of these prisoners just pass out on the deck of the ship. I'm going to say you guys can do whatever you want at this point. So, what would you each like to do?
Find a place to be alone and cry.
Okay.
I mean, I want to meet up and figure out what went on with everyone else, but I think based on how emotional the end of the fight was, people might need to decompress, so I think I might spend time talking to Thomas and seeing if Thomas knows where their home is.
Okay. I would actually like you to roll me a insight check, because you've gotten clues before as to what Thomas has described his home is like, but he can give a little bit more details. It's just a question of if you can piece that together. So roll me an insight.
I don't have insight.
What would you like to argue?
I'm guessing otherworldly mythos is probably the most relevant of my qualities, and then lightning calculator is probably the most relevant of my powers.
Okay.
I don't suppose this counts as... Yeah, no, principle of discovery would not count here. I don't have anything I can use for it, so this is probably going to go horribly.
No, well,
Can I
roll.
have Thomas try to boost me before I go?
He is your ally, so yes, you may.
So they try to give it. So Thomas tries to give me more information on where their home is.
Mm-hmm.
This is only a +1. That brings me to a 6 total.
Okay, succeeds, but with a minor twist. So as Thomas is describing his home again, he's like, "Yeah, no, it's really wet. Like, I remember I hatched and I was underwater, and it was really dark, except for the parts where there were cracks, and it glowed bright red." And just was really warm, and that's where I stayed mostly. Until I was dragged up, and, well, then they put me in that thing. So, with that roll, Sean, you can't get an exact pinpoint location, but at least from the context clues, it should be pretty obvious that wherever Thomas comes from is obviously deep under the ocean, and that's an incredibly large amount of water to cover. But from the context clues you just got, from the way he described it, it sounds like he's near an active volcanic region. And there's really only one spot in the world that has that.
Which also, unfortunately, is not safe places to return Thomas at the moment.
Yep. Home Sweet Home is not so sweet presently.
Yeah. Okay. Then, since Thomas has also been in that sphere for so long, I'm going to go and see if I can find him something to eat on this boat. Have no idea if we have any food supplies, but probably should figure that out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he's going to waddle around with you.
I'll probably carry him unless he wants to specifically waddle around.
He's heavy. Like, that shell weighs a lot, and you are not the most robust when it comes to muscles. Like, it would be the equivalent of you trying to pick up, like...
Galapagos tortoise size?
Yeah, I mean, Thomas's shell comes up to Rizik's waist.
Okay, fair.
Even bigger than that. Oh, dang.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, think trying to, like, lift 2 full-sized Great Bernards shoved into one, and where, like, all the density is, like, in that shell. Like, he's a big boy. Like, Minghua, you could probably lift him, but I don't think anybody else could.
And I'm probably busy carrying a sleeping Nora around right now anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say, unless Kenzie shows up, that Nara and Yira have both promptly passed out. Yira has a now opened envelope clutched in one hand, and it's like loosely, falling to the side, very wrinkled.
And I actually think I would have tried to take care of Yira, and I definitely would see that envelope.
Okay.
Definitely would look at that envelope.
Okay. Wex, so that is the wedding invitation.
And it's just, it's just for Yira?
So the outside of it did have Yira's name on it, but the invitation itself is pretty generic. In fact, if you want to read it out loud to the group, enjoy.
I mean...
under your character sheet, there should be private handouts. You now have access to it.
I mean, I will read it if someone comes to me, but I'm not going to anyone right now.
That's fair.
Where are the handouts in the character sheet?
So not in your character sheet. In the same tab where you would have access to your character sheet, at the very bottom, it should say private handouts.
Yeah.
Underneath the public docs. Actually, I should probably rearrange those. But besides Hotaru, as Han, Minghua, you guys want to do anything specific? Kakan, how about you guys?
I'm probably bouncing back and forth between Han and Nora.
I think I might actually want to kind of go and talk with Rizek and Thomas, just because I probably would actually at least have a little bit of knowledge about lion turtles and all that spiritual mumbo jumbo.
Okay.
That's good, because Rizek has no fucking idea.
And I can roll insight.
Yeah. Sure, roll it.
Let's see here.
No, you can't.
I mean, I can spend a collection on it.
You could spend a collection on it if you really wanted to.
Probably not that important at the moment.
Okay, that's fine.
We know we're not going to the fire. We know we're not going back into the Fire Nation willingly anytime soon.
Okay, fair. So yeah, as you head on down to talk with Thomas, he gives you the same story, and I don't think you've never probably seen a lion turtle up close. In fact, I would say
no.
none of you have.
I'd be surprised if any of us did.
Yeah, they're the stuff of legends. But Thomas is just as sweet. He just isn't a metal train. That was kind of getting into your head. Though whenever he does want to talk to you, he'll reach over with one claw and either just slip it into your hand the way a little toddler would put their hand, inside their parents. And that's how he begins communicating with you. Because you need to be
another one.
Another child to add to the family.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys find no roll needed. In the galley of the ship, you guys do find some food stores. It's got a bunch of salted meats, not a lot in the way of vegetables or grains. It looks like they're running a bit low, but should be enough for a couple of days' travel at sea. This ship had not been restocked when it was brought into port.
Did we steal the Muffin Man's ship?
You did.
Or is this just a rant? Yes!
Are there muffins?
Obviously not, otherwise they would have had some.
Yeah, actually...
You got a point.
I'm thinking about it, do I want someone to make a roll? I'm just going to make the roll. Okay. So, are there muffins? Yes and no. While you're in the galley, you find this sack. And you open it up, and you're looking at these, and you and Rizek are like, what the hell are these? And Thomas is just starting to pop them in his mouth. And you're looking at them, and you're like, these are the bottom half of muffins.
They only eat the tops.
They ate the top
only
parts because
ate
they're
the
better.
top part.
They're going full Seinfeld.
Going full Seinfeld on it. You just have a bag of muffin bottoms.
They're monsters.
All the war crimes could forgive, but this...
This is too much.
It's just the thing of compared to everything else, whatever, but I'm still kind of surprised and disappointed.
You draw the line at muffins.
I'm not drawing the line here. I'm not saying that this is worse. I'm just saying the thing of there's evil and there's petty.
Porque no los dos.
Is this why they called you the Muffin Man? Thomas.
I think that was more over them just being really drunk.
Thomas just looks at you with a confused look and then turns over to Hans.
And also not bothering to learn anyone's name if they aren't important to them.
What is drunk? Thomas has no idea what that means. Also, don't forget infant lion turtle. So
Yeah, I'm trying. I forgot for a second there. More importantly, they probably did not think of. It didn't really bother to learn my name, considering the fact I'm not nobility.
Oh, they're those kinds of people. They're not nice.
No.
Hmm. There. With that, Kakan, Mingwa, what would you guys like to do?
I'm probably looking around the galley, huffing in disappointment at how poorly stocked it is, and then like gathering what I can of veggies and grains and stuff to go feed BB, because BB deserves all the scritches.
Okay. You go and will proceed to feed BB.
I also look deeply irritated at the muffin butts.
Yeah, you hear in your head from Thomas, they're blueberry.
Mingwell just kind of gives a thumbs up, like, enjoy them.
Yeah, Thomas is hungry. Nom 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 nom. All right.
He is a growing boy.
He is a growing boy. He will be massive someday. Alrighty. How about you, Kakan? What do you want to do?
Khan's probably keeping the ship sailing.
Okay. As a reminder from last week, you do remember I told you you felt a warm tingle in one of your...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, if the ship seems to be running okay, he'd probably find something to do there.
Okay.
Or some quiet place to answer that.
Okay. So 2 questions for you. A, public or private?
Private, I said.
No. You and me talking this.
Oh, yeah, we can make it private.
Okay. Be right back, guys. Sorry.
That is fine.
Oh, actually, I'm going to take us to the private one. Okay. So,
Okay.
2 things, Ziggy. First off, you remember you had that bag on your waist, and I said you threw the message stone in there?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so as you look in there, 2 things you notice. First off, the stone is pulsing like a light blue from the indentations and cracks around it, which the Spy Master told you how to access. You just trace it. When it's got that, it'll give you a message. But the heat source seems to be coming from the rest of the beads that were in that bag, which you had picked up elsewhere. Anyway, you want to check that message now?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So you take your finger and you're just like etching the blue lines in it, like almost forming a complete circuit, though very zigzagged and jaded around this rock. And as you do so, wherever your finger touches, the blue seems to intensify until you wrap it back around to the front, completing a circuit. And then you hear it's the Spy Master's voice. And he's going to say, well, that didn't go as expected. I know that you are currently on a vessel with the former people you were traveling with, as well as a bunch of prisoners. Do what you can for the prisoners. They are ultimately of no importance. If we can keep them out of the hands of Director Kresh so that we can save them from any kinds of experimentation, it is in their best interest and in the best interests of our nation as a whole. I will continue to say that you are working under my direct order to not arouse any suspicion. Do not worry about being followed for the present time. However, if the prince or one of the generals chooses to override that command, there is not much I can do. Provide me with any updates for things you deem to be relevant, and otherwise, stay safe. And then he's just going to say, Captain, in the most respectful way. It's like, until I until I see you on our next assignment. And with that, it's going to cut out. It's like a recorded message.
Right. Yeah, got that. Okay. Yeah, I won't respond. I'll just. All right. Yeah, I'll just take that info and do with it what I will.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Taking you back.
Yep.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's just them again. I thought Kenzie was here.
No.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. Okay. So yeah, Kakan, that's you found the quiet spot in the ship and were able to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not ominous.
Not at all. But yeah. Otherwise, Kakan, there's that bag, and you noticed some of those like small stones in it are also starting to glow a little bit. Dare you say yellow-ish?
Okay.
Remind me what this bag is?
It is a bag that Kakan has.
Okay. It was just on him to begin with? It wasn't picked up somewhere?
Oh, it was picked up.
Yeah.
Okay. I just couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody would have noticed that he picked it up, but this was definitely not something...
This is obviously out of character knowledge.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Kakan's entire outfit has also completely changed. He's now in, the Fire
Yep, I
Nation
do remember
officer
that.
garb.
Right.
Actually, I think most of you, or at least a handful of you, still have Fire Nation uniforms on.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have taken it off yet.
Okay. Oh. All right. Private message. So the night is going to carry on, and I'm going to say for the most part you all kind of remain a little bit restless, and eventually you will all converge kind of on the deck of the ship. Because most of you were in very different situations and whatnot during that fortress. Is there anything you guys want to talk about or wish to talk about today?
I do have one other thing would want to be checking up on.
Of course.
Which is the guy who would have been the replacement tank corps.
Oh,
He
right.
conscious, yes?
He is out completely.
Okay.
Like every time you go near him, like it seems like that guy, wherever you put him down, like in a bedroll, he has not moved. And actually, most of the other prisoners have kind of given him a wide berth. Like they're not even sleeping in the bunks immediately next to him because energy keeps arcing off of him every so often.
Wait, who is this?
This is the guy that was in the replacement tank corps.
Yeah,
That
I
Rizzo
will
got.
probably explain that they found a way to basically, I'm not sure what they were doing to people, but they were trying to make them as power sources they could use.
So, Izzy, does that guy give me a similar feeling to, like, the radioactive green snot of something's real wrong here?
Insight check.
I'm basically trying to go for animal instincts here.
Sure. You can use that.
I mean, I don't really have things, but I guess... Would you
can.
let me use animal control for that or not?
Sure.
And escape circus animal, because animal!
Sure.
It's whatever you can justify.
Would you like to fail with a major twist, or would you like to succeed?
I would like to just fail, with no major twist, thank you, sir. That's how it's supposed to work.
Okay. Yes, that I said the opposite of what I...
Yes, you did.
Would you like to succeed, or would you like to fail with a major twist?
No thank.
No thanks. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, you've got no read off of him. He is a strangely, like, gaunt, lanky individual with, like, like, you can barely see his face, beyond just, like, this mess of hair and, this bush of a beard that, despite, having been stuck in liquid for an extended period of time, it just seems like every end of his hair is just frizzing outward to the point where his head just kind of looks like a pom-pom. You can barely even make out eyes amongst all this hair, and the rest of his body is almost skeletal in nature. And again, barely wearing any clothing, just like a loincloth. But surprisingly tanned for a dude who probably hasn't seen sunlight in a while. Very much not features one would associate with Fire Nation.
Huh. Yeah, if it's actively arcing energy, Mingwell's not gonna poke it.
Fair.
I don't suppose anyone has a good idea on what that would be, because I'm assuming this does not count as engineering.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I will roll principle of discovery with just science.
Yes, that you can do.
Because... Oh, no, wait. Can I use former weapons inventor, actually?
Sure.
Okay. And I'm guessing I can't use inventions or gadgets. I would have to use lightning calculator.
If you want to use inventions or gadgets, justify it to me.
Oh, well, I can make devices that can try to get me a better read on this.
Okay. Sure. You can quickly cobble something together to get a read on it.
So, 9?
9. Completely succeeds. What is it you were trying to do? You just wanted to...
Figure out what's going on with him, why he's sparking energy.
Okay. So, with this guy specifically... You did get a 9, which completely succeeds. Okay. With this guy specifically... the bluish energy that is arcing off of him. At first glance, you would almost say it's like Yura's lightning bending. But once you cobble together your device, you realize it's not that. It's not a discharge. It's not energy on an elemental level. It's something more mystical, more otherworldly. As though, dare I say, spiritual. As though he is host to a ridiculously powerful source of energy. Not dissimilar to what you have seen from other people who have come out of the labs in the Fire Nation. Present company included, and including your good old friend, the Hellfire Bender. But this seems to be more almost primal as far as energy that's emitting off of him. Something that has not been seen for at least a generation. In fact, the only... Hotaru and Han, also make me these checks, please.
Okay.
Because you're both old enough.
Okay.
I'm assuming, Rizik, you're sharing what you're finding with other people.
Yep.
Okay.
This is an insight, you said?
Yeah. Insight or perception. Okay.
Wow.
Actually,
Nice.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Cool.
First off, Han, would you like to succeed with a major twist, or would you like to fail?
I think I'm just going to fail since other people succeeded.
Okay, so Hotaru, as you're watching Rizik getting these readings, and like this is a stupid amount of energy. Like this guy is almost lighting up a bit. Hotaru, as you watch this, you just have a distant memory back before everything went to shit. Back when you were still with your mother. Like, not many people witnessed it, but you just happened to catch it in a glimpse as a child. Not many people have seen the Avatar state. And the energy that is arcing off of this guy is very reminiscent of that.
When did I see the Avatar state?
Probably when you were, like, really, really small, like, think 5 years old-ish. Like, Avatar Roku doing something, as he was, like, flying overhead fighting something.
I mean, you did murder Roku.
Yeah, this would have been before that.
I don't know how cognizant I was while murdering Roku.
That point you wouldn't have known it, but, like, this would have been back when you were, like, 5 or 6, like, wandering through the village, and, like, Roku ended up doing something nearby, like stopped a dam or something in a nearby colony.
Yeah. So my eyes are gonna go a little wide at that. I'm like, but wait, no. How did? No, that's not. I'm like, I guess, yeah, I guess, like only Han's old enough to have known this too.
Han would know for a different reason. Because monks.
I'm like, but I thought Terran was the Avatar. I'm saying that out loud.
Wait, you think this is the Avatar state?
That's what it looks like. I saw it long ago when Roku visited my village. That's what it looked like. I remember.
Again, it's not clear. It's not like the full, like, eyes glowing in immense power, but there is definitely a similarity into the kinds of energy that is, like, sparking off of him.
I mean, I can't be sure, but that's the only thing I've seen that looks like that before. Does is this guy have a mask on or anything?
No, he's just full-on bush beard and, like, full fro that's covering most of his face.
And you said he's tanned?
Very tanned.
Ah.
Oh no, out of character. I have a bad thought. Wait, no, we shaved him. Never mind.
No. Think about who would be
And they
tan.
theoretically have more of these cores. All of those...
No, out of character. Think about who's tan in the Avatar world.
Yeah.
Which tribe? No, not a specific person. Which group?
Oh, you're thinking Water Tribe.
The Water Tribe member.
Yeah, but they had several of these.
I mean, my bad thought was Orb Guy. But we shaved him bald, so his hair shouldn't have grown back that fast.
And this is just out of character talk, but if Aang is dead, then the next cycle is water.
Yes, but they theoretically have several of these. Theoretically, each one of those mech suits was also being powered by one of these guys. Because that's where this guy was supposed... That's where they were going to put Thomas after they put this guy in the train.
That sounds like we should be having that part of the talking character.
Yeah. I will say that when you mention... I will bring up, but... Theoretically, they had several of these spheres. They did this to a ton of people. What have they been doing if they're mimicking the Avatar state for that many people?
Why is he like this?
They said that they found a way to power machinery other than Thomas, where they wouldn't have to use... where they'd be able to just use humans rather than other things. I'm trying to avoid saying how they refer to Thomas.
You know Thomas appreciates that.
What? So what? How did they pull it off?
I don't know. My first thought was...
Have you referred to Thomas yet? I don't think we've addressed Thomas.
Oh, right. This is Thomas. I was able to free him from the sphere he was in. And I will show the lion turtle.
Yeah, there is like this large ass turtle shell like behind Rizik's legs, and then you just see this little lion head kind of peeking out, like where like his knees are, and like you just see like this big claw that kind of gives a wave, and like as the paw like comes down, it's pretty much the size of Rizik's boot. Like,
Oh.
that's how long the foreclaw is. He just, like, kind of gives a wave, and then, like, just kind of, like, slides his head back behind Rizik, because if you can't see him, clearly he's invisible.
Wait, that's Thomas?
Yeah, this is Thomas.
I thought Thomas was your train.
Thomas was the core of the train. Thomas was what was powering the train, but was finally able to free him from that.
Oh.
He was, they apparently stole him from the oceans near the Fire Nation, but
What, if you don't mind me asking, what is he?
do I actually know what a lion turtle is?
You probably don't. Thomas would have mentioned that he is a lion turtle.
He's a lion turtle.
What's that? Would anyone know what that is?
Rizik has a very I don't know expression in response to the "what's that?"
I can probably give a basic spiel on it.
Actually, I'm going to make this easy. Does anybody here have history?
I do.
Because if you have history as one of your qualities, I'm just going to say you know the folklore behind what a lion turtle is. Is it really just you? Going through everybody...
Yira might?
But Yira is not here / unconscious.
True.
Okay, literally only you, Han, have this information. And you can share with the group. By the way, where are you all having this conversation? On the deck of the ship or in the galley?
Probably not out on the deck where everybody can see us.
Most people are passed out asleep. But
probably still in the galley. I think we're all probably very tired and hungry.
Fair.
And besides, we've got Thomas has his bag of muffin bottoms.
Like you're going to see like two little fingers of his claws kind of like come out, grab a muffin bottom between the two, and like hold it up, offering it to you, Hotaru.
I will
That's adorable.
hesitate for a moment, but then take one.
Yeah, you see his lips pull back in a smile, revealing just a mouth of razor-sharp teeth.
Yeah.
He is still a lion.
But I'm far less unnerved by that than I probably should be. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Look, even a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth is less creepy than Ko.
Yes, actually.
To be fair, it's a low bar, but still.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does anybody else want to discuss anything?
I mean, I didn't think we were done discussing things.
Please do. I hear lulls and I don't know what to do.
I guess we get the description from Han.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's... I don't even know. Like, where did it... I didn't think something like that was real. No offense, little guy.
Yeah, you're just going to peek out from behind Rizik's legs again, and you're going to hear a sound that you're not sure if it's from a lion or from a turtle, but it's like that little squeak. And then, back behind Rizik's legs.
So, is this guy the Avatar or not then? Or are they just able to replicate? Wait, where's Terran?
I do not believe if they had the Avatar that they would be using them to power a train.
They also were powering the other suits with something like this as well, at the very least. Terran, I don't think got out. He wasn't able to grab him before we left the battle.
Yeah, I believe Han was the last one to leave, jump off with
Yeah,
Rizik
he
and
was.
Yeah,
He was
the
too
last I
far
saw,
out of the way.
yeah, there was no time to get him before. If anyone had tried to go after him, they would have been caught as well.
Tried to shout, but I don't think. I think we tried to shout to get him to leave, but I'm not sure if he listened or heard.
I mean, that seems pretty bad, the Fire Nation having the Avatar.
Mirabel didn't get one.
He's out of character. We still think he's the Avatar.
Yeah, can someone bring
Yeah,
up
the people who are here, other than
there is only one person who knows that, and that's me.
yeah, Khan is the only one with the information.
Yep.
And Kakan does not feel like sharing it.
Kakan is
One.
Kakan is mostly just kind of humming to himself at the moment.
Mirabel didn't get
What
one.
a jerk.
Kakan is sitting there as we're all chatting, listening in. We'll need to figure out a way to rescue him.
We need to rescue the Avatar. We have to find the Avatar. And Kakan's just like, yep, okay.
We'll need to get these people to safety first, though.
He may not be the Avatar.
What do you mean? He bent all the elements. I mean, badly, but
Yeah, who else could he be?
Do you recognize this? And I show the rings that the Spy Master gave me.
Yep.
Are those the rings that I had?
Not the exact same one, but yes. Han does in fact have a few. Or Kakan has a few. I apologize.
It was like, wait, that's like the... Oh, no, my ring.
Latest in Fire Nation technology. They store the ambient energies in the air caused by bending, and are able to release them. And if you'll recall, Terran was wearing more than a few.
How many did Terran have on?
Before or after he gave you one?
I don't think it matters.
At minimum 10.
Jesus!
He had one on each finger, and then he gave one to you.
That explains some things.
shit. So,
It is possible that Terran was just another tool used by the Spy Master to falsify an avatar that they could use to manipulate the hearts of those in the circus.
Yeah, Mingwell is gonna kind of nod along at that, looking disgusted.
what the hell is the Avatar then?
I don't know.
I mean, if they can make fake benders by pulling ambient energies, because that'd be the... Could that same procedure be used to do whatever this is, and kind of gesturing at the guy with all the blue energy?
Does he have any implants that look like they're made of the same metal?
Does anyone have medicine?
Nope.
Nope. None of us are experts in this, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Okay, investigation from any of you or something related to find something off about this guy. Please note, if you touch him, you are going to be taking a damage.
Can I use insight?
You may use insight.
Okay.
You're just going to keep your distance and look him up and down?
No, I'm fairly healthy. I'll take the point of damage
Okay.
to get a better chance.
Is there any was I able to bring... No, I wouldn't have had any presence of mind to do it. Never mind.
Collection's not going to save me on that one.
Nope. So, major twist or fail?
guess I'll fail for now.
Okay, yep, nope. You look at him and he's like, nope. Like, as you get close, you get zapped real quick, because that's happening one way or another. And, yeah, you're like, nope, I'm good. And you just back away as soon as you get zapped. Like, it was more shocking that it happened as you were, like, getting into his proximity, and it was more of a sting than, like, static electricity, but very sudden, and it didn't feel electrical.
Izzy, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Man, my dice are on fire tonight.
Yeah, they are. So when you're looking him up and down, first off, you're going to take that damage.
Yep, got it.
You're looking him up and down, and you don't really see anything. And then you flip him over. And again, he's pretty much just wearing a loincloth. But there is a scar that is running from the base of his neck down along his back, past his waist, and then disappearing into his shorts.
What is that?
It's like a long-ass spine, and every couple of inches or so you see two, like, puncture marks on each side of the scar, like, perfectly perpendicular. It's like someone took a stapler along his back.
It looks like someone either put something in or took something out of him. Do I have any idea what there?
That's all you get from that. You don't have the medicine unless you're willing to open him up.
That seems like a bad idea.
It's a very bad idea.
Anyone know what this is?
Not a clue.
No idea. We might need to find other people to help.
Actually, Rizik, I will give you this much. You remember 2 sessions ago where you were you got Thomas out of the casing he was in, and I told you there were a bunch of things that were, like, drilled into his shell?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Does this guy have implants similarly to that?
you don't see any implants on him, but general placement, like, along his spine compared to where those things were sticking out of Thomas's shell and where they went down, similar. Again, anatomy is different, but, like, general placement running along the spinal column, similar.
So is there metal sticking out in those areas, or is there just scar tissue, or what?
On this guy, nothing. On Thomas, yeah, no, there were, like, looked like almost capacitors and, like, plugs and stuff that were sticking out of him.
Okay, I'll mention then that Thomas, in order to power the tank train, had a lot of capacitors and the like drilled into his shell, but I'm not seeing anything on this guy.
I wish we could talk to him.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd wake up, but I guess he still needs to rest or needs something to bring him out of this state.
Yeah, as you guys look at his still form, like, you can tell he's breathing steadily, but it's like every breath he's taking is relatively shallow, as though there's extra weight on him.
Do you think he'll wake up on his own?
It is possible. But they'll likely need quite a bit of rest. And I imagine they haven't been fed in some time. Or given water.
Can we even safely give him water?
You just see Thomas in the corner starting to soak some muffin bottoms in water and just like leave them like lined up next to him on a little tray.
Aw, buddy.
He's precious.
Hmm.
Oh, I was muted.
Like, so quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So agree definitely Thomas is precious, but I guess can try to build something so we can safely feed him, and I will go to work on something so to either ground him while we feed him or let us safely feed him at a distance. And this, I guess, will be the point where I absent-mindedly start metal bending as I work a device together.
Yeah, my eyes are gonna go wide at that one.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh. Sorry, so Thomas gave me the ability to do this. It's apparently how he was able to control the train from the inside.
What?
That-
You're
That's
bending.
impossible.
What are you?
The lion turtle let you bend.
Yeah, I don't really know how it works, but it was really useful for getting out of that base.
Literally no one can bend metal.
It's not possible. I've never heard of that before.
I mean, is this fully bending, or is this kind of like when a spirit gives you a trick that you can do?
Looks like bending to me.
You said that you found Thomas in the core of one of these trains, yes?
Yeah, Thomas was in the core of the tank train. He was what powered it, but they found out how to do whatever they did to that man to people, and that was now how they're planning to power all of their equipment going forward. I'd like to return Thomas back to his home, but from what I can tell, that's deep underwater near in Fire Nation territory, which they might just try to pull him out of the ocean again.
Well, Rizik, there's a bigger problem. Do they know he can do that?
I don't think they know that he can, because Rian considered Thomas something that could be Rian was saying that he planned to get rid of Thomas now that Thomas had served his use. So I don't think they knew that Thomas could do more than just power the tank train.
Thomas, are you able to do that for anyone?
So as you look around trying to find Thomas, as this conversation has been going on, he just kind of disappeared. And it takes you a few seconds of looking around to realize that, like, there's a table in the corner and the top of his shell is just barely peeking over it as he's trying to get as low to the ground as possible.
No, Thomas, we're not mad at you. I just have an honest question. Could you give that to other people? Or is it something you could only do for Rizik?
Yeah, he's like, I've never done that before. I don't know if I could do it again. It just took so much out of me.
No, I'm not Don't worry, I'm not asking you to do it.
Okay. Sorry.
No, don't. You have nothing to apologize for, little guy. You did good. I turned to everyone else. The problem is, if the Fire Nation learns he can do that, then he just became the most valuable weapon that they could ask for.
Which is one of the many reasons it's really important we keep Thomas out of their hands. Even not knowing that he could do that, they were still abusing him for what he could do. And because he's different, they didn't really consider him a person. Not that being being recognized as a person has kept other people safe.
I think we got to get him home then. He's the biggest threat. Like, him being out here is a problem.
Probably right.
So, where's his home?
Thomas said that he was, from what Thomas could tell us, his home was deep underwater near a volcano. Which gives a couple of places in the Fire Nation territory, but not necessarily a safe place to bring him back to.
Options then.
Because.
Oh, hey, Kenzie.
Hello.
You
missed it.
some shit.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys catch Kenzie up while I go pee.
Yeah, I had definitely had a what the heck reaction to the catch-up, because oh no.
I mean, do we want to just describe what Kenzie sees when she walks into the room?
Where are we?
So, Kenzie, I'm gonna...
Hold on. Wait, I can answer that with a GIF. Hold on.
Oh no.
I mean,
So we're off the prison thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you-
we're on a boat. Cool.
I think you'd wake up in a bed, and Yira's passed out in a bed nearby.
Okay.
That's where we left you.
Okay, we like turtles.
How many more gifts can you post to tell the story, Dan? Please continue.
You know what? I'm curious now. Hold on.
Let's get some magical storytelling going here.
Ugh, God.
I mean, I think if we want to get them caught up before Izzy comes back, we could probably just tell her.
This is more fun, though.
That's fair.
Let's
Okay,
see.
so we have an imposter among us?
That's moreover with the thing of we have been explained that Terran is probably not the Avatar due to
Oh,
the
okay.
various runes he was using.
We've known that for a while, but okay.
Not in character.
That's true. Are we talking things out as well?
That we kind of started doing that, but mostly we were just talking about Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, we also talked a little bit about the guy who was put in as fair as one of the replacement power sources to be used instead of Thomas, and
Okay.
how he's effectively in a forced Avatar state.
Oh.
Which we don't know how they did that, and based off the fact that, like, I believe all of the mech suits had a similar power source as what they were putting in the train. That also means that they were able to do that to multiple people, from what I can tell, which is also very much how did they do that?
Han also learned something from Ko, but has yet to share with the class.
Yep. And we lost Terran.
Okay.
Oh no, what a shame. How
It's
terrible.
I
fine
mean-
because he's not the Avatar.
Well, it's not as bad because he's not the Avatar, but
So
like,
you abandoned a child
still
in their
something
time
we
of
probably
need,
should-
is what I'm hearing.
but
Yeah,
that's still
that's
probably
correct.
something we should fix. We probably still need to rescue him.
We literally saved everyone else, Kenzie.
Yeah.
Well,
He would
A
leave.
child who was kidnapped and forced to do things that he didn't understand. You decided to
we-
abandon him.
we-
All he
should
had
still
to
save
do,
him.
all he had to do was not get off of BB, and he would have been fine.
Yep.
But he's a warrior. He's not going to leave a fight.
So we can blame
He's
Izzy
not
for
a
that.
warrior. He's a fucking idiot who can't bend.
Yes, we can blame Izzy.
He's both. He's both.
He is. Oh, and not relevant right now, but I think I created Zuko.
Oh right, you melted half your brother's face off.
I did melt half my brother's face off.
And he also was having a crisis of faith over getting all the horrible things about his family, his father, and the Fire Nation.
Oh boy, my brain went a completely different way. I was like, did you have sex? Did you have a baby that I didn't know about? How long was I gone?
well, it was a 2-day bake for Hotaru. Lava bending really incubates well.
I guess so. Fuck.
I hate it.
Okay, so yeah, Nara has now roused from her nap and is come rushing into wherever you guys are. I believe you said the galley.
So did I get thrown off a cliff and I was unconscious and you just put me on a boat? Is that what happened?
Mingwan,
All
you
got thrown off a cliff.
Mingwan, you jumped off a cliff last session, down a slide, went into a boat, and promptly fell asleep. Is what happened.
Sure. Okay, I can deal with that. That sounds sure.
Yeah, Yira is also passed the fuck out now because Yira actually did take a crap ton of damage.
Are you dying?
Please don't die, whoever's coughing. Oh, Dan is leaving forever.
I'm good. Alright, well that was fun.
So I think is that everything? Well, other than the secret thing that Dan needs to talk about at some point.
But Dan's
Apparently there was a big fight that was most of last season.
session.
Session.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Yura's nieces are being married to the Fire Lord's son.
Oh, congratulations! You'll be related to royalty.
Actually,
Is that not the vibe we're going for here?
Wex, you do have that invitation if you want to read it to the group.
Yeah, actually, this is the time to read it.
Actually, is Dan back yet?
I think he would have said something. if he
Yeah,
was.
you might want to wait just because this is
Yeah.
it's
Wait,
very
is it both nieces being married to the one dude?
No, it is not.
No.
Okay.
But I'll wait a second for Dan and then
Mm-hmm.
read it.
Do I want to give you this to chew over now, or do I want to wait?
Oh,
I'll wait.
we did discover that the drunk idiots calling Rizek the Muffin Man had committed war crimes because we found a sack in the galley that was just muffin butts.
Was
They
Kenzie
need
here
the
for
top
Muffin
halves
Man?
because they're tastier.
Was Kenzie here for the Muffin Man stuff?
No.
Not really, no.
Partially.
Because they want to.
Yeah, partially.
Muffin Man was 2 sessions ago, I remember it.
True, Nothing Man was 2 sessions ago, but them shouting Yira and other names of us as we leave, and just shouting Muffin Man at Rizek. That was last session.
It was pretty great.
All right. I guess you can get started, Wax.
Okay.
Everybody's going to get a copy of this after you read it.
I'll be like, well, so I did take something that Yira was given by Azulon. I pull out the invitation. I feel like we probably should all hear it. And hopefully she won't be too mad at me later. I, Princess Oolong, heir apparent to the throne, second born of Fire Lord Sozin, fearsome leader in the Battle of Garsai, matchless conqueror of Huzian province, beloved of the nation, do hereby honor you, citizen, be you family or friend, by offering you this invitation to the most glorious event. As you are well aware, our conquest of the water tribes in the Earth Kingdom is reaching its conclusion. These primitives cannot stand against our glorious nation. They cling to the past and refuse to accept our glorious future, but they will be crushed by our military. The advances ushered in by my leadership with the aid of my immediate subordinates, General Tatsuya and General Sakam, should be praised by all, including these ill-bred knuckle-draggers.
That's in there?
What?
The ill-bred knuckle-draggers is in there?
I'm reading it word for word.
Okay.
It gets good around the end. Both generals will receive fitting titles and accolades for their service. I have, of course, chosen to honor General Tetsuya in the most fitting manner. By bringing her closer to the sun, I am naturally referring to myself. As such, the general shall be welcomed into the royal household as I marry her eldest daughter,
Isla.
Ilya?
Isla.
Isla?
Isla.
Isla. Isla has long been one of my favorite concubines, and through the deeds of her family, she has earned her place in my graces. Not kneeling in front of me as you are all wont to do, but sit by my side. For it is now her great honor, no privilege, to bear and raise my children. The wedding will occur upon the successful occupation and annexing of the water tribes and Earth Kingdom. I have deemed it appropriate that the venue for my wedding will take place in one of these two capitals once they are successfully subdued. I wish to spread our message of colonization for all to see and hear. That every citizen, Fire Nation born and colonial, may gaze upon the brilliance of the future Fire Lord and Fire Lady during the most glorious day of their life. General Sakam has agreed to me that new technology guaranteed me that his new technology will expedite my wedding day. I look forward to seeing you at the ceremony. Your presence is mandatory, as is the presence of the locals, despite how unworthy they are. As a side note, my longtime friend, Sung, the son of General Sakam, is also to be wed on the same day as Isla's prudish younger sister. What was her name, dear? Haven't we talked about this? Don't speak with your mouth full. Yes, I do believe that will do. Proofread? No, every word I utter is perfection. There's no need for me to proofread. That will be all. This dictation is concluded. Azulong, Prince of the Fire Nation.
Big yikes.
All right, props to the scribe, but that's going to be a yikes from me.
Yeah.
You all now have access to the wedding invitation in your private handouts.
Nikolai's making gagging noises.
That is yikes.
That is the response I was hoping to get from you guys.
And just confirming, General Tetsuya is Yura's sister?
Yura's eldest sister, yes.
Okay.
You know, I didn't think you were going to be able to make Azulon more of a colossal fucking asshole than he was in the show, but you know, you might have. Well done.
Thank you. This is the thing
I
that
liked
took
him
me...
better when he was drunk.
This took me a week to put together. Oh, he sobered up immediately upon realizing there was a chance for glory last session.
Yeah, he has the ability to go into, I guess, some type of meditation that lets him insta.
Oh, he just used fire to burn off the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If only he could have cooked his brain in the process.
We're not that lucky.
Mm-hmm.
We're not that lucky.
So, yeah. You're wondering what their intentions were before.
It's not surprising.
And there's a good chance he could succeed if he isn't stopped. Those mechs were no joke.
How quickly
if,
can he create these, I wonder?
If Frankdo's made as much progress on Bossing Say as I expect, I can't imagine the Earth Kingdom would fall easily, but Water Tribes are another matter.
So what do we do?
Go to a party?
Mingwell just kind of turns and looks at Han like, fix it.
Well, at the very least, we know this won't be happening until those kingdoms have been conquered, so... distribute this, get the word out, we can at least try to prepare everyone.
Mingwell's gonna ask, one kingdom or both? Because it sounded like he'd use either.
Well, we'll need to warn both, but I don't know what sort of diplomatic channels we'll need to use to get this to the Water Nation in a manner that will be acted upon.
Aren't there 2 Water Nation tribes?
That also
North and the
complicates
south,
matters.
yes.
Rizik and Kakan, you guys would both know this. The Water Tribe at this point has mostly been split. The Southern Water Tribe, you know, have had massive raids and is barely viewed as a threat anymore. The North is a stronghold that has been unbreached.
Okay, so they're definitely referring to the north.
Yeah. So, echoing through the halls, you guys actually hear what sounds like very loud, audible coughing.
Where's that coming from?
On deck.
Mingwell is gonna go poke his head up to see who's doing that.
Okay. So, if you head up top ring deck, you see just, this frail figure, kind of wrapped in a blanket, long silverish hair kind of blowing in the wind, and you would recognize the ringmaster anywhere. It's Sagan, and he's just kind of standing on deck coughing, yet despite, it's not really like cold, but it is a little brisk out. Open water is kind of chilly. But he seems very content as he's just staring up into the sky.
Probably hasn't seen it in a long ass time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If he's gonna notice you poking your head around, and he's gonna gesture for you to join him.
I will do so happily.
He's just gonna kind of like make himself cozy, kind of using you as like a beanbag chair.
Yes.
Just like wrapping inside you, and just be like, I never thought I'd see you again, boy. I never thought I would see the stars again.
There we are.
He's gonna sign back to you as he speaks. They're just so bright tonight. Each of them has a story. So tell me everything that you've been up to. And he's, gesturing wildly. What have you been doing since we've missed you? What have you seen?
I will tell him a slightly food-focused summary of events.
Okay. How detailed are you planning on going?
Moderately. I don't keep secrets from Sagan.
Okay. Well, the question is, how much of the, spirit nonsense as far as jars breaking, monsters in the swamp,
Jar breaking bad, swamp monster, what the fuck?
meeting the moon.
Yeah, we're gonna cover that.
Okay.
Mingwall will be covering this with, there will definitely be shades of what the fuck, or just, repeating what he heard, even if it doesn't really make sense to him.
As just gonna be like, you've been a busy boy, Mingwa.
Yeah, my ear's kind of flat and like, yeah, I don't like being this busy.
Yeah, he's going to reach up and give you scritches along the side of your face.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Still, I'm surprised. How long was I imprisoned for? Shouldn't there be a moon out tonight? He's just going to say, looking up at the sky.
Minghua freezes.
Wait, what?
I'm going to say...
Minghua's going to crawl, just kind of gently crawl out from under Sagan, say, be right back, and then, like, go downstairs and be to Han, like, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. This is important.
Han will go along, very, very confused.
I'm going to say you're all probably going to follow, seeing a very frantic
Yeah.
Minghua. Like, even Thomas will, like, scurry out after all of you have, headed up, trying to, not draw any attention to himself.
Yeah, and then I'm going to basically go over to Sagan and say, ask them what you just asked me.
What time of month is it?
We'll answer that question.
So, shouldn't the moon be close to full tonight? He says, looking out among the sky.
Should it, Izzy?
I'm assuming the answer to that is supposed to be yes.
The answer to that is supposed to be yes.
And Mingwell's just looking at you all with, like, ears completely flattened, like, uh-oh.
I'm going to say for Hotaru and Nara, and if she was here, Yira, as you guys were flying after the train on your way from the carnival area, you really... most of your light was in fact coming from stars, and you didn't take notice of it at the time because your focus was pulled elsewhere, but there was no moon.
Mingwell's going to sign, do we try calling the moon's helper person thingy?
Do we know how to call him? Will he answer if we try calling him?
Do we have a better idea?
When was the last
You know
time
what? Fair.
Izzy, when did we last see the moon?
The moon herself?
Or
The moon in the sky.
Oh, the moon in the sky? Oh, great, now I need to math. Thanks.
you do.
Yeah,
You do. This is
basic
important.
follow-up question.
Yeah, that is a basic follow-up question. Hold on. Where?
Because
Well done with that
Untitled-
well done with that oh shit moment, by the way.
I was going to have Bazu bring it up and actually point at it, but thank you for picking up on it earlier than anticipated. As usual.
You do consistently say that I'm one of the most consistent at seeing through your bullshit.
Yeah, you are.
I cause problems.
Oh, God, hold on. Alright, we're just going to do a search on this. No.
To Google!
No, not to Google.
I'm not sure to Google would help with the game's own personal timeline.
I mean, the Fire Nation hasn't invented the Web 3.0 already?
Not yet.
Gosh, their priorities are so out of whack. They have so many war machines and still no internet? Come on.
Yeah, and they don't have planes, but like as soon as they see a hot air balloon, they go, "Oh, yeah, I understand this now," and build fucking airships.
Mm-hmm.
Air battleships.
Like you do.
Okay.
In less than a year.
Okay, I'll just give this to you guys for free, because technically this has only been about a week for you guys.
Oh shit, it has.
The last time you guys remember seeing the moon was the night you met Kakan.
Oh.
When you
Wasn't
met that was
that a few days ago?
That was at the circus.
That was at the circus, but don't forget there were a couple of days travel where some of you were knocked out, which led up
God,
to...
has it really only been like that fast that we met Kakan?
We are having the world's worst week.
Yeah, you guys are having the world's worst week. You guys were at the circus for a grand total of 3 days, then kidnapped and dragged half a continent away.
Damn.
So the
Is
moon
that what it's like
disappeared-
going to the circus all the time? Maybe we shouldn't go again.
Wait, that means that the moon disappeared partway through our time at the circus.
Partway through, yes. You will remember
So
right
before the bullshit showed. Interesting.
right before you guys went to the circus. Everybody except Khan will remember this. You remember where you guys met?
We have to save the sun.
You met Sol and you met Mune. Mune very specifically told you guys before he disappeared that Twee is missing. And
Oh, yeah.
and
He
Law's
did.
and Law's not happy about it.
I'd forgotten
the session I
shit.
missed?
Fuck
Hold
yeah.
on, session 13. Hold on, let me see.
I was hoping we would have more time
Oh, no.
to investigate things.
Yeah, no lore, no Dan.
Yep.
Okay, yep. So 2 of you missed it. Sorry. And Ziggy, you weren't there yet. Sorry.
No, I was not.
That was the part of that session I did not get a recap on.
Okay, yeah.
I
no.
listened back through that one, but I must have just blanked over that bit.
So, after we get these people to safety, we need to start investigating that, because that is a major problem.
So if I can offer my...
I will point out that we're on the ocean, and the ocean's pissed off. This might end poorly.
So, I would like to offer any services I can help render unto you. After all, you did save me. My influence does stretch farther than most would expect. That Sagan says as, he coughs into his hand again and, tries to curl back up in Ming-Hua for warmth.
Oh yeah, I let him.
He's like, it seems like you've all had a very... several interesting experiences together as a group. There's something that draws you all together. I don't know which...
I just point at Nora.
Hello?
I was going to say a spirit or a otherworldly being, but...
I have that too!
Well... Well, as is tradition in the Flying Opera Company, when we are unable to sleep, we share stories under the stars. Please, if you wouldn't mind... I am a master storyteller, and I would love to hear more things to improve the company in the future. So please, share with me what you will of your stories.
Time to relive Trauma Town.
Oh, how much of your guys' story do each of you want to tell this guy, either collectively or about yourselves solely?
I have one question I will send you in text, Izzy.
Okay.
I guess I'll look to I do want to look to Ming-Hua to be like, can we trust talking to him?
I will nod empathetically. Yes, I absolutely trust this guy.
Izzy, I'm also going to send you something private.
Okay. I'm going to go through you guys one at a time. Would anybody like to say what their just quick summary? If you're telling him anything, or if you're telling him nothing.
Could I just get a quick
I'll go.
answer?
Oh, sorry.
I'll go.
Sorry. Let me go through this real quick.
Yep. I just need was there a reaction? Yes or no?
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. That's that's the immediate response.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as he asks you for stories, Ming-Hua's just going to pull an angry face and to all of you say, tell him about the White Lotus.
Yeah. The answer to that, Hotaru, is yes. He's probably, just walking below, making sure everybody's safe if you want to bring him up as well.
I do want to bring him up, yes.
Okay. So Boomy also comes up.
Yay!
And you see Boomy respectfully nod to Sagan, as though they have a connection and a bond that all of you are unaware of. goes deeper than just merely, being familiar with one another. Okay, so would anybody like to say just real quick what you're explaining or telling, or if you're just keeping to yourself?
I'll explain basically all of my stuff. I am not going to give them stuff about Thomas or other people, but
Do you go over what you actually saw of the White Lotus members? Because Miguel did specifically request for you all to talk about that.
yeah, can bring them up then as well. What discussed with them, how they've been a little bit extreme with their anti-spiritness, the things that happened with when one of their spirits escaped, the going over that Stone Jin was the one most extreme about being able to defeat all spirits, that Arashi and a few of the others seemed like they were more reasonable to discuss on this. Though we did not leave on particularly great terms based on circumstances at the time. Not going to throw Nara under the bus there.
Okay.
I'll explain that I know that the Fire Nation... What I know about how the Fire Nation has been trying to power new war machines. I don't know what they're doing, but it needs to be stopped, and if people take out one of these tanks or takes out one of these mech suits, they should try to find the sphere inside that's being used as power and free the person inside of it.
Yeah, as you're saying all of this, Sagan is just laser focused, like watching your every movement, literally absorbing every aspect of this story, the tone of your voice. It's like he's reading you like a book as you're explaining everything to this, and every so often he will glance up at Boomy, and the two of them will just kind of do one of those silent nods at one another, and then he'll turn his gaze back to you and continue to respectfully stay focused on you. He's gonna just look at you and say, Jinwei is a member of my organization, though he has become very extreme. I think we may have to shorten the leash that we have him on. He's just gonna say as he shakes his head. He's going to look at each of you to see if anybody else wants to share. Otherwise,
Han will. At this point, he probably. He almost certainly saw me airbending during the fight.
Absolutely.
So, Han will give a pretty complete explanation, at least as far as his background. Will mention that he met what we assume to be the former Avatar.
Why would you even mention that?
Taran or Aang, when you say that?
Aang.
Okay.
Aang.
Oh, that's
The
better
actual
than what I
one.
thought.
Yeah.
That might get a reaction out of Boomy.
Yeah, no, Boomy's eyes are going to go wide for a second and just be like, wait, you knew... Actually, no, I think he didn't... Wasn't that covered when you guys were in Omashu? I thought it was.
No.
I don't think so,
I would not have told Boomy I was an airbender in Omashu.
Okay, then Boomy is going to be like, wait a minute, you knew Aang?
Yeah, he was, was an airbender at the Southern Air Temple. He, well, if the monks are to be believed, he was the Avatar after Roku.
But no, that's what I heard. Where is he? Is he safe? Did he survive the attack?
I don't know. I didn't find him when I went back, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. And as far as I know, there's a good chance he didn't make it. You saw the giant spirit monster that was there, Ko.
Yes.
When we were in the smoke, it's had his face.
Yeah. Boomy's just gonna like get a very stern look on his face.
Wait, what did he look like?
That you saw it too. The bald kid with the blue tattoo on his head.
That was the Avatar?
Yeah, that was Aang.
Does that mean...
Yeah.
I'd assumed for the most part that Aang had probably died. I was assuming we were looking for a water bender, or maybe even earth bender for a while, but this pretty much confirms it.
Yeah. Boomy's just gonna shake his head and just be like, "For 20 years I've hoped. Searched for any sign of my old friend. Or his next life. Hopefully he'd recognize me." I guess.
Did we know he knew the Avatar?
He did not explicitly state that no Mashu. He did say he was looking for his old friend.
Well, if he is alive, I would like to find him. I kind of feel like I owe him an apology.
You did kill him.
Everybody's eyes are just going to turn to Nara on that one.
Thank you, Nara.
Wow.
Han is going to give the what have you said, child look.
I don't even react.
Didn't say the darndest things.
Nara, in your head, you just hear, "What the hell are they all so upset about? The truth hurts, but it's got to be out in the open."
I say it, but no, she's right. I am responsible for Avatar Roku. Even if it wasn't me doing it, I was used to do it, and it was my powers that they used to do so. If it wasn't for me, Roku would have been alive. Maybe none of this would have happened.
How could you have been...
Yeah, but I mean, the Avatar always dies and gets reincarnated.
But Roku died, let the Fire Nation run rampant. If Roku had still been alive, he might have been able to curb what they were doing.
Oh, child. Forgive me. But history seems to always mix up the truth behind the Avatars. If I may.
I'm just looking at him, but I'm waiting.
Well, how much about the Avatar do you know? Any of you?
It's in pieces from the monks.
He's a conduit between this world and the spirit world.
Well, yes, that is what the Avatar is. What I'm actually asking you now is, do any of you know who the Avatars were?
Beyond
Like
that
what
it's
the cycle is, or what? Because we were taught that in school for the amount of time that I went. And I think it goes to water after air, right? That's how that works. It's a cycle. That's what we were always taught.
Yes. And the cycle is important, but one thing that people always forget about the Avatars, they always think of them as ideals.
No, I
But-
think of them as people.
And that's exactly how you should think of them. And one thing that every generation should know is that they have to fix the mistakes of their parents. But the
And Avatar is above the law.
No, dear child.
Oh.
The Avatar is constantly, perpetually fixing the mistakes of their past lives. If you all make yourselves comfortable, if you don't mind hearing this old bird talk for a bit. I still have a little wind left in my sails. I don't suppose any of you are familiar with Avatar Kyoshi and how she was related to the Flying Opera Company.
Mingwa Bright, because he obviously knows that.
My mother, I think I'd probably know a little background-wise, Izzy.
You'd recognize that the garb is the same, and that she flew with them, but you probably don't know much more than that.
Well, I actually figured my mother would have told me some things.
Oh! Yeah, okay. I'll say you probably know what you think you know.
That's fair.
He's going to say, so Avatar Kyoshi came to the Flying Opera Company during the time of my great-great-grandfather. And ever since then, my family, the Flying Opera Company, and all of those close to us have been members of the Order of the White Lotus, a group that was specifically created to bypass the boundaries of countries, to share knowledge and hopefully perpetuate peace.
So you're associated with them?
Well, I think the better term to say is they should be associated with me. I am presently the Grand Master, and some of the younger folk believe my ways are stale and outdated. They no longer work in the modern era where there is war. But it is because of war that I know we have to hold true to the old ways. And he's going to say, looking over at Boomy, who's going to give him a nod, I suppose I should start at the beginning of this story. Back before Avatar Kyoshi, back before Avatar Roku, back before Avatar Yanchin the Esteemed. Because I believe this story very much ties into your current ordeal. If what Minghua has told me of your current adventure, the sins of the past must once again be rectified by those presently here. And if there is no avatar to fix the sins of their past lives, it's going to fall on us to do so. You see, this story in particular begins back with the previous avatar from the Fire Nation, Avatar Seto. Now, at the time, the Fire Nation Islands were indigenous tribes, people from different ways of life, no unification under them in any sense of the word. And Avatar Seto chose to change that. And after he mastered the elements, he spent the rest of his lifetime taking all these indigenous people, introducing them to one another. And from that bloomed the Fire Nation that we all know today. He hoped to similarly unify each of the four nations: the Air Nomads, the Water Tribes, and the Earth Kingdom. But he knew that his time in this world was growing short, and he wanted to make sure his next incarnation would succeed not only with his skills and his spirit, but with his dreams. And so he founded the White Lotus Organization, comprised of sages that he trusted implicitly, charging them to not only find the next avatar, but help train them, and hopefully unify all the nations. He was a bit of an idealist, but he had a political prowess that no avatar has had since. And because he almost exclusively worked in the Fire Nation, most people are unaware of his contributions to the world. And as a result, the White Lotus organization has, since then, remained a secret. Now, I'm sure you are all familiar with Avatar Yanchen, praised as the single greatest avatar to have ever graced either this world or the spirit world. But that's not the full story. As you are all aware, Avatar Yanchen was the driving force between unifying each of the individual nations. She did in fact complete the dream of Avatar Seto. The water tribes had met, strong system of government was formed, the villages across the Earth Kingdom were brought under the banner of an Earth King. Though still every location was distant, communication was hard. Everybody still answered to a single ruler, and thus laws were created, and that protected all the people. And then, as I'm sure you are all aware, there was Avatar Kuruk, who was seen as the lazy bum of an avatar. What was the need of an avatar in a time of such great peace? And unironic to anybody, he seemed to waste his life away and died very young, arguably the youngest avatar to have ever died. I believe he was in his late 20s, early 30s. Or that's what the majority of people would want you to believe. The truth is, the story of Avatar Yanchen, while she is praised and glorified for her contributions to the natural world, she truly failed this world as an avatar. Because she was so focused on completing Avatar Seto's dream, atoning for his sins of, I guess, not living long enough, that she completely neglected her spiritual duties. So while spirits twisted and darkened because of the ever-changing political landscape in our world, as we started to enjoy stability, the spirit world was in an upheaval. And that is when Avatar Kuruk came in. And unlike the previous avatars, who everybody shows some sort of respect to this day, people still sneer and spit when they hear his name, thinking of him as a waste. If only they knew the true sacrifices that man went through for our world. It's true, he did not do much for our nations, because we had peace. The problem was not here. The problem was on the other end of the bridge, in the spirit world. Spirits had become restless. Without oversight, some of them were trying to burrow into our world. And Avatar Kuruk spent most of his waking time in the spirit world, living probably hundreds of years there, but would only seem like a couple of minutes pass by here. And it is at this point in the story where the greatest nemesis to the Avatar shone through. Do you all know of this spirit? He's going to say, looking around at each of you.
You mean Ko?
Oh, if only it was Ko. Avatar Kuruk could have dealt with just Ko. No. Ko, the Face Stealer, is a spirit of vengeance. Acted as vengeance and retribution against our Avatar Kuruk, which ultimately destroyed the man. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. No, Avatar Kuruk's true nemesis was a spirit by the name of Father Glowworm. A slippery little pile of green goo. Who...
Mingwa makes a uh-oh noise.
Don't worry, Mingwa. This story ends better.
I definitely mentioned the green goo.
You definitely did, which is why he's bringing this story up. Father Glowworm was starting to find ways to poke holes between the spirit world and the natural world.
What was Father Glowworm a spirit of?
Well, if I actually don't know that. That's knowledge that Avatar Kiyoshi did not leave us with. We at least know that part of him. He was part of a family unit. He and Mother Glowworm were a couple spirit. One more patriarchal, the other more matriarchal. But beyond that, we are not certain. Anyway, spirits can normally... The only places that they can transfer from one location to another are locations of high spiritual energy, spiritual presence, ley lines, if you will. Every nation has at least one. But Father Glowworm was finding a way to bypass these ley lines, which would only open on days where the natural world and the spirit world were getting close to one another, solstices. And he was finding a way to sneak smaller spirits into our world. And Avatar Kuruk went and he faced him. Now, I don't know exactly what transpired. Avatar Kuruk did not bring people with him. He felt that this was his burden and his burden alone. And he did not keep good documentation of it. What we do know is that he was able to best Father Glowworm and halt him trying to come into this world. He was able to steal a weapon that Father Glowworm had.
That fucking orb.
Yes, Mingwa, an orb. And he was able...
I mean, I said that out of character, but Mingwa would have signed...
Yeah.
Important orb.
Yeah.
Who knows about the orb, by the way?
The Avatar Kuruk kept it mostly hidden as far as what it was. He gave it to the nations, and told, I believe last it was seen was in the Earth Kingdom. He told them to keep it moving, and as long as it kept moving, it would be redemption for him.
Yeah, Mingwell's just going to sign Jin Village, and Fire Nation wants it.
And as he...
we don't know where it currently is, though, do we?
We do not. You do not. He's going to say, no one has... Like, he doesn't... I don't even know what this orb looks like, but all I know is it has supposedly been lost to history, somewhere in the Earth Kingdom. However, because he was able to remove this weapon from Father Glowworm, and Father Glowworm was not happy with this, claiming that all of humanity was so fair and unjust. That is when Ko the Face Stealer struck. I believe, I'm not sure if any of you have heard this story, but Ko knew it wasn't strong enough to take on Avatar Kuruk. So instead it went after his solace, his comfort, the one woman he loved. And he took her face, body and soul, back to the spirit world. And that is where Avatar Kuruk went, and ultimately met his end. without much drive to continue going on. And that is where the story once again complicates itself. For I'm sure some of you know your history of Avatar Kyoshi. Born an urchin, stealing in the streets, not sure who her parents were, and not thought to be the Avatar, because she was a very robust individual from a young age, taller than most children that had her by at least 3 years. One of her friends was thought to be the Avatar at the time, and because she was a very skilled earthbender, she was brought on to be part of his protection. And this young man was trained in the ways of earthbending by my organization until he mastered it, and then he failed utterly when he attempted firebending. Now, I don't know why, but again, I can only claim ignorance. Because, again, Avatar Kuruk was a very secretive individual. But the previous Grand Master of the White Lotus, during the time of Kyoshi, thought she might be the Avatar, but everybody else was convinced it was her friend. He took the two of them to a spirit who had recently appeared near one of the ley lines, and demanded that the spirit test to see which of them was the Avatar. The spirit tasted both of their blood and confirmed that Avatar Kyoshi was the Avatar. Before
what spirit it is.
Before immediately attempting to kill her. That spirit was Father Glowworm. Now, everyone that Avatar Kyoshi, being the Avatar, was able to escape, having unlocked the Avatar state and confirmed that she was who the spirit claimed to be. And she was able to batter the spirit to the point of almost completely destroying him, until he hid himself inside of her friend, taking over his body and mind. Now, I will not go into great details, but know over the lifetime of Avatar Kyoshi, she met with the Flying Opera Company, found her roots, and with our aid went back and confronted Father Glowworm. And this spirit is no more. Of that, you can all rest assured.
But the green goo?
However, as I said before, Father Glowworm was part of a united pair. And
Mama's pissed.
And Mother Glowworm is still out there. And while she was not an active player ever in attempting to break into the natural world, you can rest assured, because most certainly she has the exact same capabilities as the Father Glowworm. And I am convinced she has even more motivation. As the saying goes, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. But
wait, Mother, is this the spirit Bazu couldn't talk about?
In your head, Nara, you're just going to be finally, a human knows what we're talking about.
Hagen, the spirits seemed to know of this entity, but they couldn't tell us even her name. Why would that be?
There are some spirits who are, in a word, ancient. Their powers are beyond what we could even fathom. Granted, they all have their own realms that they can influence. But the older spirits, if they set their mind to something, they can affect other spirits of lesser power than them. Mother and Father Glowworm, and again, I'm only going off of assumptions, if they were in fact some kind of parental couple in their nature, that existed before the elements. That was an ideal.
I was going to ask if they're paired spirits in the same way that Twee and Law are.
The ocean and moon? I would say similar but different. My spirit lore is not quite as advanced, but if you think of all spirits as being part of think of a family tree. And how you have a main spirit and then it progenerates into multiple different subsets of itself. Ko the Face Stealer, for example. Spirit of, well, equal and opposites, comfort and yet vengeance. Was created by a spirit who directly tied into humanity. Emotions, wants, desires, needs, things that make us people. So you can assume that spirits like Ko and any other of their kin would be on that side of a family tree. If you take the glowworms, or things that are more abstract in nature, they would come from an entirely different side of a tree. And then assume in the middle you have the spirits that can bend the elements innately. The 4 elements that benders control so freely. All are, well, guarded and harnessed by a spirit. Twee and La would have come from that elemental branch. And that's what gives waterbenders their power. But since you both know of these spirits, you know obviously that they manifest in different ways. One, the liquid ocean that we now ride upon. The other, the bright moon that should light our paths in the dark. But
Dan appears to have misclicked and kicked himself into another chat.
Uh-oh. Nope, Boiling Rock is AFK.
Oh, and you just got auto-kicked there?
Yep.
Well.
Everybody should unmute and say something. I will drag Dan back.
Something.
Dan, you back? You got... Yeah. You were sent to the Boiling Rock, aka AFK, because you were idle for so long. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for Sagan? I recognize this was a lot.
So we know.
So is Glowworm working with the Fire Nation?
He would say unlikely, but Sagan has no way of knowing what Glowworm's ultimate goal is.
Fair.
Then I understand that this orb that we're searching for is related to the glowworms. But how does that relate to the current predicament?
I mean, Fire Nation wants the orb.
He's going to look at you and say, Minghua just told me about your adventures meeting the moon. And
Kakan joined us after those.
The green spirit monsters that turned into goo, also green. No?
So those creatures are products or perhaps creations of this Mother Glowworm.
It's possible. At the very least, they seem to have similar attributes to her. Though the extent of her powers... Her powers, from what I have been told, seem very dissimilar. Not at all like what you had previously encountered. The glowworms were not much for brute force. They were more spirits that sat behind a curtain like puppet masters.
What, who did Father Glowworm possess?
Damn it.
Did Izzy not want us to ask that question?
Izzy, I didn't forget certain things.
Okay, so the correct answer is it's going to be a name you guys don't recognize. Hold on a minute.
Fair.
Avatar Kyoshi Comics.
I was gonna say, is this actually pulled from?
Oh, this was all pulled from canon, guys. I just assumed none of you knew it.
You are correct, but I'm still gonna ask.
I have no fucking idea.
So this isn't the. So this guy isn't the one who ends up the warlord that Kyoshi kills.
No.
No.
Okay.
That's totally different.
Hold on a minute. Avatar. Okay. Father Glowworm possessed.
Seriously came up with Glowworm?
The Father Glowworm is the name of a character in the Avatar wiki.
Really?
Yoon was the boy's name, after the monk Jianzhu brought both him and Kyoshi to Father Glowworm to see which one of them was truly the Avatar.
So it was the accident, like it was her friend was the one who got possessed?
Her friend was the one who got possessed, the one who everybody thought was the actual Earth Avatar.
What? And just to confirm, he said that he's not sure why everyone thought wrong.
Oh no, he knows. Because he was an incredibly skilled Earthbender. Yeah, in character he would explain this a little bit more eloquently, but in character and by Avatar Comics canon, the relics that the air nomads brought to react nearby the Avatar reacted because Kyoshi was next in line after this guy, and they all reacted to him, but she stole one of the toys, which was one of the Avatar relics, so he got 3 out of the 4 and couldn't have possibly gotten the 4 because she had stolen it. But it's like, the Avatar's got to be a 16 or a 12-year-old at this point, and this girl looks like she's 18 because she's so freaking tall.
Got it.
Yeah. I think I've said this pre-game, and I will say it again now. Roku is the most boring Avatar we have seen on screen. Period. Kyoshi...
Wait, why?
Kyoshi Kurik...
Kyoshi's a straight-up badass.
Kyoshi Kurik and Yanshed, everything I just told you guys is canon.
That's
Well, yeah, they all like wrecked house. Why is Roku boring?
'Cause
he
didn't do anything.
Yeah,
He
some
was
ways-
a peacetime avatar.
Except he failed at that.
Well, yeah, because his friend was a dick.
Actually, let me go back into it, and I'm going to very quickly finish up the Avatar cycle story as Sagan.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sagan will finish explaining that part with the glowworm and how Avatar Kyoshi successfully, sadly, was able to overpower Father Glowworm with the help of the Flying Opera Company, and also by her old friend Yoon kind of reawakening within his own body, which is kind of a terrifying prospect. But they were able to end Father Glowworm together. And Yoon actually showed properties that an avatar would only have when fused with Father Glowworm. But after that, Kyoshi went on and continued doing work not only for the natural world, but for the spirit world. There was an uprising in the Earth Kingdom by Qin the Conqueror, and who opposed the Earth King and was slowly making his way across the continent, trying to claim divine right, but was put a stop to by Kiyoshi, who also created Kiyoshi Island. To prevent any such uprising from ever happening again, she was also conscripted by the Earth King to create an elite fighting force that would serve as his royal guards. A group known as the Dai Li, yes.
Izzy, can I ask another question, please?
Yes?
What do you mean properties like the Avatar?
Yeah, I picked up on that too.
Again, this was before my time, but I'm assuming enhanced bending. I believe they said that he had glowing green eyes.
Ming was just kind of like looking at Hotaru, saying like, yeah, I followed the track, and kind of slides back, haven't we seen someone like that?
Wait, is that what the Hellfire Bender looks like?
I thought it was.
Hellfire Bender, you guys have not seen his face, but his muscles are bulging with some kind of green ichor.
What about the guy in the hold? With the
eyes.
Avatar state properties.
Yeah. Mingwa's going to say that you were calling those similar, but we can't see the poor guy's eyes.
Yeah, the energy was actually emanating off of him, which was most avatars don't do. Normally they get the glowy mouth and eyes, or if you're an air nomad, you get the glowing tattoos as well. None of you peeled back this guy's eyelids to check.
No, we didn't.
So,
but Mingwell's just like, maybe someone should.
That would have been rude.
Yeah, but information.
You may not have the luxury of courtesy at this point.
But where's Mother Glowworm now?
He's going to shrug. Mother Glowworm never came into direct confrontation with Avatar Kiyoshi.
Oh, fuck me.
You see where I'm going with this.
Or
we know that what's his fuck threw over Bazu because he found another spirit who would fulfill his dreams.
You saw exactly where I was going with this.
Who did?
God damn it.
Hotaru's dick of a dad.
Yeah, Kakan wasn't here for that.
Well, we can explain it now.
Well, anyway, let's let Sagan finish his story and then put that together.
Yeah, no, he's just going to like wrap up like the life of Avatar Kiyoshi and then say, and then there was a time of peace for Avatar Roku, who, as you know, continued doing the good work, serving all the nations, and outside of Fire Lord Sozin planning this invasion under Avatar Roku's nose, Avatar Roku probably could not have done anything different. But that is where the Avatar cycle ended as far as we know. I heard rumor that an air nomad had been found, and you seem to have confirmed it between yourself and Boomy. But we don't know the whereabouts of the current Avatar, be it this boy Aang or the predecessor. I mean, you just said that the one you came to the stronghold with, the one you were mentioning before, Han, was not the Avatar?
No, we think, and actually it makes more and more sense when we think about it, he was using some kind of bracelet the Fire Nations created that lets him, that basically allows the bracelets to channel ambient bending energy. So it allows technically anyone to at least weakly bend every element, that as long as the element has been used near them.
Very undisciplined.
An inquiry, if I may, then. You claim that you thought he was the Avatar because he displayed the potential to bend all four elements, yes?
Yep.
Yes, albeit extremely poorly for all four.
And
as far as we knew, only immediately after being shown that element.
And he used these through these rings?
That's what it seems like.
And where did he get these rings?
Fire
Are
Nation.
we like showing him the rings, or are we just describing them?
I'm assuming description.
I'll have to
Again, Lore pretty much said that Minghua pretty much dropped all the dirt.
Yep, I did.
Then just a question I have. If we were meant to believe he was the Avatar and he had rings that are a Fire Nation design, why did it seem like most of the people in that fortress also believed him to be the Avatar?
Did they? I don't remember if that was true.
I don't know how wide knowledge that was. This is the out of character part where I think Kakan has the information.
As far as I am aware, they did not even know that Terran existed. According to the Spy Master, he was just another tool for him. In which case, the odds of him being the true Avatar are unlikely.
Who is the Spy Master allied with, then?
That is a much more difficult question.
Minghua's just going to sign General Fuckface because he doesn't remember the name.
My father?
Yeah, points at Hotaru like, yep, that one.
Possible. Though.
And then Minghua looks like an ugly thought occurs to him and signs to Hotaru. You asked where the glowworm is. We know he had Bazu for a while, and said he found another spirit, and now the Fire Nation has green goo.
I'm gonna go look at Nara.
I don't like this pattern.
I don't produce a green goo.
If we follow that chain of logic, that could explain why the Fire Nation has access to all sorts of spirit energy, technology, or whatever that they really shouldn't have access to.
And if Sagan has any questions for following that train of logic, I'll fill him in as needed.
Yeah, the only comment he is going to say is that, from what he remembers, the glowworms were very resentful of humanity. And it's not outside of the realm of possibility that one of them would work with a person, but...
I mean, he's a power-hungry asshole who's getting a lot of people killed, so...
Hey man, I don't know. My father never shared anything with me about his plans.
Just henceforth, whenever we're talking about the General, Minghua's sign for him will be General Fuckface.
Yeah, a smile's just going to go onto Sakam's face and say, Minghua, language.
I will apologize for insulting all other fuckfaces by associating him with them.
He's going to chuckle and say, thank you.
There is one person who would know.
Who?
The Avatar!
No, not well. Possibly the Avatar. Seeing as how we are not able to ask them, there is another. That would be Director Kresh.
The Fire Lord?
Not the Fire Lord.
Oh. I don't know that person. Who's that person?
The only one of you who... Actually, no. I think you would all recognize this name from Swamp Visions.
Oh, yep.
This is the guy who was
fucking Nara pays attention to that shit.
This was the guy who was working with General Seckham, who was in the same division as Rizik's dad.
Welp.
Yeah, the The ring... not ringmaster. You know, he is the ringmaster. Sagan is going to look at you and be like, who is this director?
He is the head of the Fire Nation's Experimental Science Division. A man dedicated to granting bending to those who cannot.
A man who has his vision of what the world should be and does not care about the repercussions of his actions. Or what he needs to do to accomplish that vision.
Man willing to throw the world into chaos just to see the experiment through.
Sounds like a very dangerous man.
He is.
He is a man driven by passion, as many firebenders are. Ironic, considering he himself is not one. Or perhaps because of it.
Can I, Ziggy, feel free to say no to this. Can I
Wait,
make an
isn't he
insight
a firebender?
Director
Can I make-
Kresh?
Director
Can I make an insight on something you just said, Ziggy?
Director Kresh is not a bender.
Wait, who was the one that incinerated Rizik's father then?
General Seckham.
Okay, sorry, I got this. I conflated that a bit in my head then. Sorry.
Yep, no problem.
Ziggy, would you be cool if I make an insight against you?
Sure, go ahead.
And depending on what I get, I may ask you a question privately.
Absolutely.
Just send it to me and I will daisy chain it to Ziggy then.
Okay.
Ziggy, if you want to make a check to not have anything be revealed.
Oh, collection time?
I'm going to use a collection on this.
Okay, so it's a 3.
Yeah.
Alright,
I can't.
No, hold on, it's a 3. It's a 3 if he
No,
uses a collect.
Hold on. No, I'm going to re-roll it.
Oh, okay. Reroll, that's right.
alright.
Can you? How?
I have an ability that lets me re-roll dice.
Oh, another one. Dang.
Really?
Wild card, bitches.
Nice.
Much better. So let's
Ooh,
also
yes.
use that collection. Now I have an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that'll be... Yep.
All right.
I mean, I'm not exactly trying to hide it, so
All right.
sure.
Wex, just send me the question privately.
Amazing. And yes, Wildcard is very fun. That's what I was playing for Delibird.
Oh,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm pretty sure you can freely ask that out loud, Wex.
Oh, I wasn't sure if we wanted that to be a private thing.
Hold on, I'll ask.
Because that's what I just picked up on. Because I'm pretty sure Ziggy's never mentioned that.
Ziggy, PM, if you're okay with having that said out loud.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and ask, Kotaro.
Wait. Kakan, were you not a firebender before you signed on with Kresh?
I am still not.
Come again?
You've seen my bending at this point.
We just thought it was a variation of firebending.
Migwell will point out that Yira didn't recognize it, and Yira knows all the fire stuff.
Frankly, like, I can turn rock into lava. Who am I to judge other people's bending?
I was assuming some experiment changed your fire bending, not that it granted you a form of bending.
Am I the only person in this party with normal fucking bending?
Yura also has normal fucking bending, she's just an expert at it.
She also has
What about
lightning.
me? Do I count?
Lightning is normal
No.
for firebenders.
No, you don't count.
Lightning is something that any firebender can theoretically learn.
No, you
Yes, but
don't
it's
count,
still
said the
rare
father
and
to his
powerful.
child, starting a complex.
I want to go cry in the corner. Dad yelled at me.
The yelling was out of character.
No, you're not special!
Fuck you, kid. I'm going to be an amazing father.
My pants! Oh, God!
memorable quotes. Here we come.
Holy shit!
Fuck you, kid.
I just had to point that out because, oh my god.
So did you say that to me in character or not? Because if so, I'm gonna go cry in the corner. If not, I'm just gonna go back to
in
vaguely
character that would have
listening.
come out as Nara. I'm pretty sure you're still not a bender.
I'm still gonna go cry in the corner. I thought I was a
God
bender.
damn it, Nara.
Migwal will attempt to cajole you into, like, curling up against me to cry, at least.
I'm just gonna be sobbing into your chest. Everyone else is a bender. I thought I was a bender.
Yeah,
Which
no-
is really funny since you're, like, 2 inches from Sagan right now.
Yeah, who's also gonna look at you and just be... Nara, inside your head, you're gonna hear Boz just be like, "It's okay, kid. I'm not a bender either. But you know what we are? We can make our own style of bender. Screw everybody else. Our bending will be awesome. It'll have jokes and pranks and blackjack. In fact,
Thank you.
forget the blackjack."
There it is.
I would have been very disappointed if it hadn't gone that direction.
I'm glad Bazu did not bring up hookers to the small child.
Yeah.
Bazu has some tact. Not a lot, but there's a limit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, it'll
does
have
have
jokers and
standards.
blackjack.
Yeah.
I also love. I thought about this the other day. I gave Izzy a character sheet to play Bazu, and then I just completely ignored that. It was like, I want to play the 8-year-old. I'm giving you
Amazing.
no backstory for this character.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
making this up on the fly.
I got 3 pages of Bazu backstory and nothing on Nara. And then session 5 rolls around, and I'm like, "Kenzie, you're playing the wrong character. I don't mind, but I have...
Amazing.
We had an hour-long voice chat about this.
Did, and I love it.
That's amazing, and I love you for it.
I don't know, it just felt more natural.
Yeah, no, that's...
It's been fantastic.
Oh god, but yeah, I'm gonna go cry in the corner because Dad told me I'm not a bender. But thank you for the pep talk, Bazu.
Yeah, you're welcome, kid. And trust me, blackjack ain't what it's cracked up to be either. But pranks.
Isn't it just counting cards?
Oh, that's how that son of a bitch keeps winning. Anyway,
Well, before all that happened,
My biggest secret is that my character has no backstory. I made everything up.
Back before the derailment. Oopsie.
yeah, back before the
Anyway.
derailment.
I'm good at that.
I mean, that was sort of my fault for drawing attention to it.
Oh, thank you for that, though.
Anyway.
I really wanted to piss my pants. I didn't, but I got close.
So wait, so you weren't a natural bender? Sagan is saying, looking at Kakan?
Just ignore everything that's happening in the corner.
yeah.
And again, by corner, like literally 2 inches from him, because he's sitting on me and you're curled up against me.
So he's on one side and I'm on the other.
Yep.
Nice. Just pointedly looking away from the sobbing child.
Anyway,
Actually, Boomy's just gonna chime in. Just rub some dirt in it, kid. Now you aren't a bender, but I saw you bending.
I am able to bend, but in a very different sort of way. And a little less than a year ago, I was no more a bender than Crush was. For all my life. I was a guard at the Fire Nation colonies. No more a bender than anyone else. Proficient with a bow, perhaps, but that was the extent of my capabilities as a soldier. Then there was tell of a volunteer program. To participate in a research study. Recruited by the Fire Sages themselves. It turned out to be a program by the research division, led by Director Kresh. I was put through a procedure, one that I honestly do not recall much of the process of. It was painful. I slipped into unconsciousness for most of it. But when I emerged, I could bend. Not fire or water or earth or air, but something akin to all of them at once. It's difficult to describe, but imagine that there is water all around you, water in the air, but smaller than that. Smaller than the eye can even see. And that these exist for all the elements. I'm able to bend, for lack of a better term, those elements.
Huh.
Getting all science up in here.
It was the science division.
Rizik is taking notes. Because, man, there was far more that they got up to than he ever expected.
How long did that take? Like, how long did they keep you in a lab for?
The entire process was no more than a few months, I believe. As far as I know, I was the only success. There were other volunteers that were part of the program.
Mingwall's gonna start squinting real hard at Kakan and then just kind of motion to Hotaru and Han like, hey, one of you two check his spine.
What?
Does he have the same scars as Mr. Powers the Tank Train?
Oh, I remember you saw me when you first met me that I was shirtless. My back was heavily scarred and burned, but there was nothing of that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mingwall would still like to double check, but yes.
Sure
I figured that was worth looking at.
Kakan will, if somebody asks, Kakan will remove his shirt.
Pretty sure there's nothing on my back.
If you guys want to check each other's backs, you are more than capable of doing so.
Yes, I've never looked.
Yes, this
Mingwall's
is
going
what
to
we're
point out
doing.
that Mingwall's going to point out that Hotaru's bending didn't get changed by what they did.
Regardless, after all this, to say that the procedure was a success is something of an understatement. But there were side effects. My prowess was formidable, quite powerful, in fact, if I'm being perfectly honest. But those around me began to exhibit illnesses, strange sicknesses and weaknesses that we frankly, I still do not quite understand. When I returned to the science division, they gave me these, and I'll unwrap the hand bindings that were around me, and you can more clearly see the very large, bracelets. These allow me. These puts the sickness at bay, but it also, until rather recently, created a sort of pressure in my body, soul. I do not know how to describe it, but it required me to frequently perform bending in order to alleviate this pressure. While I was at the prison, and he'll hold up the rings. I
Yep.
was given further of these rings that we were already discussing. And so far, there has been no need for pressure. There's been no need to bend,
As
and
you
no
get,
signs of sickness.
as you guys look at the rings, they're the same rings that Taryn had.
But they have slurped up all sorts of energy from him, huh?
But they are, instead of like a sleek grayish silver color, these are starting to turn almost like a hue of light blue. And you'll all also notice that the metal itself, while Kakan is holding up a hand with the rings on him, and you can see his wrist, I'm going to say bracelet, Ziggy? Is that right?
Yeah, it's just like a really thick bracelet.
Yeah. It seems to be made of a similar metal as the wrist bracelet, but even to the naked eye, you can see like specks in the bracelet, like little imperfections.
Are those holding up all right?
Yeah, Ming, I was just going to say it looks like what Taryn had.
So far, I've had no issues. At least, other than the venting. But their main purpose, to stem this sickness that those around me exhibited, I have yet to encounter it since.
Do you get sick too?
There is pain. And, you know, while he has his shirt off, he'll motion to the burns. There is pain, but the bending heals it as soon as the damage is caused.
So as you are looking at Cross Kakan's scarred back, a lot of these look like burn scars or, scars from battle or whatnot. But as you're like glancing up and down, you do notice that there are a couple of odd-looking scars. Say 8 of them. Circular in nature. Again, along his spine. They look like injections. But they are very different from what the other guy had.
Less refined version?
And they are significantly larger. There are much less of them. And Kakan's... there are new scars on top of that, but that obfuscate it. But since you guys were kind of looking carefully for something like that, you were able to pick it out.
I think what I was going to point out, looks different, but see? Spine.
What you say is true. Then either General Sakam saw the fruits of this research and made a cruder version to mass produce.
Is that
Or
what the men in the suits are, or is that what the Hellfire Bender is?
The what?
You haven't heard about that! Oh no!
There's someone we've been referring to as the Hellfire Bender. They were with the Experimental Weapons Division. They were being fueled by something, and it made their firebending different and more powerful. We think it was probably the same green goo, but we don't know for sure. I don't think we were able to confirm that it was the same green goo, were we?
Mingwall's going to have another oh shit moment, and he's just like, yeah, so we're pretty sure the orb went missing because of a dude who's infested with green goo, so that's a problem.
What if they want to invade the other nations to find more people like Kakan that can go through this? And then I go back to sobbing.
Picks head up, makes a comment, not crying, goes back to crying immediately.
Small child.
Crocodile tears.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I really don't like that Mr. I can't remember why I apparently lost the orb was infected by Mother Glowworm's stuff.
I mean,
That seems bad.
do you remember that full story?
No.
Oh, unfortunate. There were lots
I know.
There were lots of little hints in there along the way.
There were! I'm really angry. But it was so long ago. I could go back and listen to the episode.
I'll give you a hint. The episode you want to listen to is the one right before Nara broke all the jars.
Interesting.
Because he's not the one who gave you the information.
Yeah, it was Stone Jin who did it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, does anybody else have any questions or comments or thoughts you guys would like to get out? Because it is getting a little late in the night, unless you guys want to run a little long.
Not particularly. So it sounds like the most important thing we need to do is get that orb.
And still try to find the Avatar. And find out what... Train of thought derailed. Never mind.
We can't do it. We have to prioritize, right? We can't do it all at once.
I'm gonna ask Sagan what he thinks.
He's gonna look and say, honestly, I don't know. There's, without an active avatar, it seems like there is a lot going on in the world. Both spirits mingling with us and then with the Fire Nation attacking. Everything's changed.
Fuck you, Izzy.
See what you did there, Izzy.
We need answers. Otherwise, all we're getting is a longer list of questions. But where do you even begin to find the heart of this issue?
I mean, Mingwell's going to sign remembering something about spirits only being able to act according to their nature.
That does help. It's almost like there's a grand tapestry that's being woven here. And we're just players in a game we don't understand.
Then maybe we need to understand more. I think we need to go to the Great Library.
Will we set the record that Sokka will end up beating for how fast we get chased out?
I'm not that good at reading.
Mingwell shrugs and says, that's okay, me too.
Okay.
So, as you guys continue to talk into the night, having started to concoct a plan of attack for your adventure, you notice that the sun is beginning to rise in the east, far over the horizon of just vast ocean in every direction.
Oh, thank God that still happened.
And as
I don't think the Fire Nation would be willing to mess with the sun.
They absolutely would be.
and as
Yeah, but what the other spirits that haven't been empowered by all this are.
And as the sun crests over the horizon, you hear, and the entire ship rocks, as though you suddenly hit something, and are no longer making any forward motion, as all of you are jarred to the front of the ship, as though you just slammed into something.
Uh-oh.
And since you're all on the deck of the ship looking over to see what you hit...
Did we just find Thomas's mommy?
No, you did not. You look down and you just see this tiny little floating speck of ice. And then it starts getting larger and larger and larger, and then suddenly, out from underneath the crashing waves is this massive iceberg that just erupts from the water, spraying all of you in every direction.
Bingwall howls angrily because that shit's cold, yo.
That is cold, yo. And then from the center of it, it's as though there's this orange and red energy from the center of this iceberg that just seemed to stop you guys in your place. And as the iceberg begins to crack and two large slabs of it just slide down, you see this giant pillar of flame emanating from between these two giant sheets of ice. And while you guys are immobilized as these sheets come crashing down, spraying even more water into your faces onto the deck of your ship, dousing any remaining torches and lamps that were lit. Your little fire pit that was keeping you guys warm through most of your conversation that has turned to embers is just immediately doused. And from the center of this iceberg, you see this giant wooden ship. And the ice that slipped off of it are, you see people running towards your ship with water furling in front of them, becoming ice bridges, locking onto your ship as this giant pillar of fire in the center that emits from the deck is coming crashing down. And you hear from across the way, "Take no prisoners, men! These scallywags need to be taught a lesson! Down with these Fire Nation dogs!" And that is where we're going to end session.
Maybe we
pirates?
shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't.
By Water Tribe pirates.
Well, there's a shitload of fire involved, so something's hinky here.
The only thing I will say about the fire, someone roll me an insight check who is not Kakan. Sorry, Ziggy.
God damn it.
Sure.
Okay.
Hold on.
Maybe we shouldn't have stolen the Muffin Man's ship, but also fuck him.
I mean, I think these might just be bending pirates.
Oh, this is actually perfect because it's Han. You guys are still going to be getting attacked at the beginning of next session. But Han... Nope, Rizik. Hotaru, you also get this.
You know, I'll use a collection to make
going
this 2 and an 8.
I'm blowing my second collection for the night to succeed on this.
Say, I will blow my first collection of the night to succeed on this.
Okay, so Han's got a 6, and... Or do you also want to blow a collection on this?
It wouldn't change
I
his
mean, it
result.
wouldn't matter unless I can blow both of my collections at the same time.
I'll blow a collection to have an 8.
Okay, so here's what you all recognize. You've seen a similar ship to this before. Way back, Session 0 near Whaletail Island, and you look up at the flag on the mast up there, and it's a skull and crossbones, but the ends of each crossbones have got these fingers that are flipped upwards. And the giant inferno of fire that is on the center of this ship is just coalescing into a hand at the top of it, and there's just this giant middle finger pointed at you guys.
What?
What?
Oh, you guys don't remember Commodore Flintfinger?
Vaguely. We don't remember him having this level of bending and shit.
I wasn't even here for this.
You were not here.
You were not.
You were not here for this.
This was early.
This guy's deal is he flips the bird and lights his birds on fire.
Oh my
What?
god.
I don't remember this person.
You don't remember this guy?
No.
He was the captain we were unloading stuff from, wasn't he?
Yes, he
He
was.
didn't do anything.
He did while he was sailing away, as you guys did not get on his ship.
Yes, because we made a decision, okay? We panicked,
You did panic.
and we forgot we were on an island.
Yeah, you did. So, that's where we're leaving off.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, we learned stuff.
You did. I'm gonna say you guys are, like, about here right now. Very much in the territory he would be occupying.
Yep. Yep, he would.
Holy shit, we didn't even get to address the fact that apparently Azulon was the one who was trying to buy Minghua in the first place.
Oh yeah,
Wait, what?
Oh!
Azulon was the one trying to buy you.
Oh,
I forgot about
oh.
that.
Fucking excuse me?
It came up a couple in one of the last two.
He was
last
demanding we return his goat gorilla.
Well, if he had successfully bought me, he would have had his face caved in, so, that might have solved a problem.
I'll give this one to you for free, Mingwa. You were originally on one ship. That ship was raided, and you were immediately put onto another vessel while still in the same cage, kind of covered up, so you didn't really see what was going on.
That explains it.
Yeah.
And that's why Han was just like, well, I don't know why Frankto would get a goat gorilla, but sure, he's gotten weirder stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So, yeah, that is gonna be the end of session 23. You guys got one...
And that does fit with the backstory we decided of, yeah, I was being sold to some fuckface.
Yeah! And you've been calling him Prince Fuckface. Or General Fuckface.
No, I've been calling...
that's somebody else.
I've been calling, Hotaru's dad General Fuckface. Azulon is just Muffin Man.
Except that gets confusing because Azulon has dubbed Rizek Muffin Man.
Well, yes.
What is with all these fucking nicknames? Can we answer the dang question now?
So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this insanity. What are we calling this session?
General Fuckface?
Exposition.
What was that, Dad?
General Fuckface?
Guttural Fuckface?
No,
General
Fuckface.
Jesus,
Why
get your
is
mind
that
out of the gutter.
Why is that the takeaway?
Also,
well, actually, it kind of
probably
is,
not.
because we found out that which spirit he's seemingly colluding with, so yeah, kind of.
Exposition.
I'm not sure YouTube will like that episode title, though.
Yeah.
Exposition.
Info dump.
I
Isn't
think
there a song about delivering exposition?
you guys...
Or
yeah,
vomit.
Everything changed when Flintfinger attacked.
I kind of want to go with...
That'll be next episode.
I admit I'm half tempted to call it Daddy's an Issue.
I'll change it to Father's an Issue, because that actually ties into the spirit stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, we have our first one. Nara, what did you learn?
I learned that my dad doesn't think very much of me because I'm not a bender.
That is
That's
true.
not the takeaway from that.
That's the takeaway I got!
That's the takeaway I got too. You should totally run with that. What do you want to know more about?
Where the hell are we going, and how did we get attacked by pirates? Who the heck is driving?
I mean, Kakan told me he was driving, and then you guys went down to the galley, and then like the ship just kind of stayed straight.
Floating places?
You guys are just going straight.
I mean, we were in open sea, so...
You were in open sea. Have you
sounds
guys
worse.
have you guys seen that episodes of DuckTales with Kit where he just like uses a crowbar to like fly? That's what Kakan did for this.
Izzy, I don't know if anyone other than me has seen DuckTales here.
Fair.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The
show's
new
so
DuckTales
good.
or the old DuckTales? Because
New
New DuckTales.
we need to see the last season still, but otherwise, yes.
Really
New
good.
DuckTales is so good, man.
Anyway,
So good.
anyway,
It's really good.
Nara, where do you think this is going?
A library.
You don't know. Okay. Han, what did you learn?
A mommy glowworm spirit seduced Haru's shitty dad away from Bazu.
I think he said that he would find a different spirit, so I think the mommy glowworm is the rebound.
A better
Not
spirit.
better.
A more powerful spirit.
Right, it was I'll find one, and not I've found one.
Yeah.
I like my version.
What do you
Your
want?
version is funny.
What do you want to know more about?
How exactly the Fire Nation is generating like the mini avatars and all this other weird bending shit.
Good question. And where do you think this is going?
We really need to get to the library and find out where the fucking orb is.
I really
Should
should.
read out a character that we want to do the library. It sounds like we want to do the library.
I really can't make a comment on that at all right now because
Fuck, we lost the random fox. We have no idea where they ended up.
Shit, where's the fox? Yeah.
They weren't in jail.
No, he was waiting with BB and Taryn in the woods. You could assume that. Oh god, what the fuck is the fox's name? Shikaru?
Can we assume that we have the fox?
The fox is sitting on the back. Like, as you guys, like, ram into this thing, you finally see the fox in the back corner chittering because, you know, there's now water on his smut that he's been writing.
He was writing smut. I'd forgotten that.
Yep.
Oh god, where was I? Did I ask Khan your last question? Where do you think this is going?
Yep, you did.
Okay, Rizik, what did you learn?
Exposition. Also, finally, the name of Redacted. Sharing. Also, Terran is not the Avatar. Avatar is now known in character.
Cool. What do you want to know more about?
Everything. Mostly what the fuck happened to the moon. That seems most pertinent.
Good question. And, where do you think this is going?
Talking down pirates, then going somewhere. Library, I think, would be a great idea.
Well, if you really want to go to the library. Okay.
Kakan doesn't, but...
He's fair. Hotaru, what did you learn?
Where do you want me to start?
At the beginning.
I just everything. I learned a lot.
Okay, fine.
There was way too much for me to list there.
Fair. What do you want to know more about?
Specifically, I want to know how the Fire Nation is infusing people with Avatar-like powers. Where are they getting the power source to do that?
That's a good question. A good question. And where do you think this is going?
Hopefully not to the bottom of the ocean. And also, for me at least, some bonding time with Kakan over my very bad first impressions of him that I'm now reevaluating.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You are Winter Soldier, and Kakan is Captain America.
Fuck.
Did you guys not get that? Ziggy handed me his backstory, and I'm like, well, shit!
Yeah.
He is Captain
Always
America!
fun.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
yeah.
Did you no one picked up on that except me?
No!
I did, but I couldn't say anything.
I mean, now that you've pointed it out, it's really
Now I
obvious.
can't unsee it!
Shit, how are we supposed to pick up on shit?
Alright, Ziggy. What did Kakan learn?
So Kakan learned that either he's been lied to or his success story has been put in the hands of someone terrible. And he's not sure which.
Porque no las dos.
He wants to know what exactly Director Crush knows and exactly how culpable he was. And this will end with a whole lot of soul searching. So.
Gotcha. Alright, and Minghua. What did you learn?
Well, that talk with the Grandmaster was even more enlightening than I expected. Oh no. Glowworms and avatars and generals. Oh, why?
Yep. What do you want to know more about?
The moon? Where did she go, and more importantly, why? Definitely other things, but oh my god, so much new info to sort through.
Yeah.
Yep. And, where do you think this is going?
I guess research mission time? We definitely need info in some form. Also, hello pirates. There's no cage between us anymore.
That's fair. Also, in general, I just want to give you guys an image.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck is that
Okay.
from?
That is...
Where's the
that
image shared?
General. That's Father Glowworm, guys. And again, I didn't make him up. That's canon.
He's from the comics, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. What did you guys think of... I know it was info dump heavy. I'm curious to hear how much of that you guys actually think I made up and how much of it you think was actually canon.
I
But
expected...
most of it was canon.
I'm gonna say like 80-20 in favor of canon.
I might even go a little higher than that. I might go 90-10.
Interesting.
Izzy tends to stick very close to canon and then just tweak one thing and see what cascades.
Is Mother Glowworm a thing? I guess is my question.
That's true. I guess we don't know if that's true. If that,
I don't know if I question the mother part.
All right. Well, are we done for the evening though? Because I gotta get to bed and I gotta do chores before bedtime.
I think we're done. So thank you all for playing. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you guys next week for Avatar: The Legend of No Moon.
Avatar: The Legend of No More Terran. Hooray!
Yay!
You show up when we least expect it.
Yeah, he'll be back. Don't worry.
Probably help him.
We didn't see a body, so he'll probably be back.
I know he'll be. Oh, I have an even worse thought. What if Ko got him?
It's gonna be.
Ko has no reason to get him, but Ko as Terran is horrifying.
I mean, you guys should have a worse theory. I mean, after Kakan told you what happened to him, Anon Bender, what do you think's going to happen to Terran?
I think he's gonna come back as like a Hellfire Bender or something. It's gonna be fucking the worst.
Or he'll be one of the power sources.
Always back. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, say goodnight to the recording, everybody.
Good night, recording.
Good night.
Night.